Join us for the very first IFL Live at London's Indigo at the O2, Sunday, August the 13th, with me, Coogan Cassius, and some very special guests. Eddie Hearn, Darren Barker, Johnny Fisher and more. Tickets now on sale. So in the words of Eddie Hearn,
you get up, you dress up, and you fucking show up.
Andrew McCART, IFL TV. I'm here in Glasgow. With me I've got the Rickster himself, Ricky Buns. Ricky, I mean, you just asked me about that power, but you look sharp in there. I mean, you've done longer than every other fighter, so the fitness is no question, but wow, how excited are you for the 1st of September?
Oh, do you know, less than 4 weeks to go now. Do you know, we were up out running. We done a 10-mile run this morning before I came in here as well. I've got the gym to go to tonight. Do you know, like I said, the countdown's on. But do you know, I'm just looking forward to getting in there again. It's been a while, so.
You know what? When I interviewed, when you had that press conference up the stairs there about a month and a half ago, whenever it was, I got a lot of comments on my Instagram saying, why are they doing this? They're old, let them retire, da 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 da. I say, why not? Why not? You're both fit, you're both licensed by the board. There's health-wise, you're both, like I said, you're fit as a fiddle, so why not?
Do you know, all the years I've been boxing, right, and do you know, don't get me wrong, I've had some hard fights, but I've never really come out the ring with my face bashed up. I've never really took a lot of clean shots, you know what I mean? And I've always said, I've been the first to admit it. If I didn't think I could do it anymore, like I would not be in there. At the end of the day, as much as I love boxing, I do not like getting punched in the face, you know what I mean? So I would be the first to admit it to myself. And I always said I would love to finish my career in Glasgow. And again, big massive thanks to Ian for making this happen. But I'm still good. I can still shift for a 40-year-old.
You certainly can, mate. You've done a 10-mile run before you've done a public workout. You certainly can shift. Willie Limond then, an opponent that, I mean, this isn't the Willie Limond. He said that he's had a nutritionist on board. He's ready for you. He's training hard. You must follow him on Instagram. He's up and doing. He's down in Manchester with Crawley. He's up and so. I mean, he's got the bit between his teeth. He's gunning for you. He doesn't want to lose this fight, Ricky.
Do you know, at the end of the day, like I said, I've been keeping an eye on it, and I can see he's definitely upped his game for he done that one last year. But you know, in my head, I've treated this fight exactly the same as any other one. Obviously, I heard Willie. Sorry, I forgot to say this when Craig was in the ring. So I saw Willie. He was mouthing off at the press conference and all about how I'm worried because I wanted 12 rounds and 8-ounce gloves and stuff like that. You know, that's what I've been doing for the last 10-12 years, you know what I mean? Why would I want anything else? You know what I mean? Well, ask yourself that, why would I want anything else? 12 rounds for a reason.
Well, I know you were friends, but you were coaches of boxing in Scotland, but it does seem, I wouldn't call it needle, but it's almost like the crunch time's almost here, there's 4 weeks left, it's almost game time, and you don't want to lose, doesn't want to lose, you're in front of a Glasgow crowd that are rowdy. I mean, you don't want to lose your last fight. You don't want to retire if it is your last fight. You don't want to retire on a loss. So, I mean, you two are going to go for it on the 1st of September.
So, there was people asking me when I've been speaking to them, is this an exhibition? I'm like, why would I sign up to do an exhibition? Do you know what I mean? It's just silly, honestly. No, this is a proper fight. And like I said, when that first bell goes, it could be my brother or another family member I'm in that ring with. And obviously, if you're in there and your record's on the line, then I don't care who you are, I'm going out there to do a job. Do you know what I mean? So,
what's going to happen on the 1st of September then? What's going to happen on Friday? Like I say, it's a wonderful weekend for sport because on the Saturday night you've got the Smith Eubank rematch, and on the Sunday you've got the Old Firm. So if you're a Scottish sports fan, I mean, what a weekend it is for you. So what is going to happen on Friday the 1st of September?
I've played this over 1,000 times in my head, and like I said, I've treated this fight the same as any other fight, and I'm 100% confident getting into this. I do get that Willie has maybe changed his training a bit, but if he remembers correctly, I was helping him out with his training for his last one, so he's going to have to up it a good bit for then. So, but like I said, we're expecting a hard fight. Going off the way he's training, the videos and that he's been putting up, so we're prepared for a hard fight as always. So. No matter what comes, I'll be ready anyway.
Ricky, I'm going to just I want to speak for the undercard here, for the young fighters on the undercard, and say thank you, because without you and Willie getting on at this age, I mean, for one more fight, without you, these young guys, the Josh Campbells, Andy Tams, the Tyler Jollies, the Jake Limons, the Martin Crossings, all them guys on the undercard, they wouldn't have this opportunity. So for me and for them guys, thank you for doing it, man. I mean, you didn't have to do it, but you have.
No, do you know, that's why I said that when I was in the ring at the end of my workout there. I always remember when Scott Harrison was world champion, I was just started out, and you know, I got on quite a lot of the undercards, and it's great exposure for the young boxers. great experience getting on the big shows and stuff like that. Well, to be fair, there was a couple of times when I was the floater and I came on right at the very end after Scott had it. It was the nice empty arena. But again, all the Scottish fighters up here, they're getting a big show up here to go out and showcase their skills. And like I said, hopefully Ian keeps us going after this one, because he's shown he can do it.
Yeah, definitely, and well done to Ian. I'm going to grab Ian in very, very shortly, but I want 2 questions I'm going to ask you. I want to talk about Terence Crawford, because you fought Terence Crawford in 2014. You obviously seen what he did last weekend. When you fought him in 2014 in Glasgow, did you know then how good that man could be? Did you think he would go on to do what he's done in the sport?
We were talking about it. All week people have been talking to me about this, right? And see, before I boxed, most people who I boxed, I didn't watch any of them. So obviously I knew he was good, right? But I never ever watched him. And like again, I don't watch a lot of boxing. If it's somebody I know, I'll watch it. But I saw the highlights. Don't get me wrong, I saw the highlights and what a fighter he is. But I wouldn't actually get up and sit and watch boxing. But it's like when you see, if he's boxed me, nobody knew who he was. And after that fight, I was getting grief off everybody, by the way. Oh, no, he's finished, he should be retiring now and all that. And when was that, 2014? Do you know what I mean? So it just shows you what he's done for obviously he beat me that night. Obviously when I was in there, I knew he was really, really good. And what a night that was in Glasgow. The fact there was some atmosphere in there that night. So it was a great night, but obviously I was disappointed with the outcome. But again, when you look at what he's done, there was no shame in losing to him. And I've always said, I don't care about losing. Do you know what I mean? That does, getting in and getting beat, obviously you don't like it, but it doesn't really bother me. But I always go in and get 100% no matter who I'm boxing, do you know what I mean?
Well, Ricky, paid you a compliment. I don't know if you've seen the post-fight press conference. Colin McGuigan from IFL TV asked him, because he asked him about you in the fight here. He said the biggest achievement he's had in boxing was beating you in Scotland to win his first world title. And then Colin asked him at the press conference saying, does this eclipse it, becoming a 2-time undisputed against Errol Spence? He said, no, that night against Ricky Burns was the best night of my career. So, I mean, that must be good for you to hear something like that you, who was his best fight and his biggest achievement in the sport.
No, Joe, obviously I did see it. I saw all the clips because on Instagram and stuff, everybody was tagging me in them. But Joe, again, that was for him at that stage of his career. That was him basically. Obviously, he won his first world title, and look what he's been on to done. That was him basically putting himself on there. So it was good. It was good to see him obviously hear my name getting mentioned.
Good. And you deserve it, because you've been a great advocate, not just for Scottish boxing, British boxing, but world boxing, how you carry yourself within the sport. So you deserve it as well. But so one final one for me before I let you go and enjoy the rest of your Sunday and do your marathon or whatever you've got planned lined up for this afternoon. Like I said to you, what is going to happen? You don't want to lose. He doesn't want to lose. You don't want to lose going into retirement. What is going to happen on Friday the 1st September? And is it going to be your last fight, Ricky?
If my missus gets her way, this is definitely my last fight. But nah, to be serious, obviously the last fight, going on that, if this is going to be my last fight, I'm happy. I've always said what a career I've had, the amount of big nights we've had up in Glasgow, and I've always said I would love to have one more. So if this is my last one, then like I said, I can walk away from boxing head high. Do you know what I mean? I've done what I've done in my career. But obviously as far as the fight goes, I'm winning. There is no doubt in my head that I'm taking him clean out.
That's me. I'm buzzing for this. I'm lucky enough to be down in Manchester for the second for Smith Eubank, but I'm absolutely buzzing for this fight as well on the Friday night. I cannot wait. But listen, I'm going to grab Ian Wilson before he goes shortly. But Ricky, thank you so much as always, brother. I'll see you at the press conference and the weigh-in as well. So keep training hard, mate. No doubt you will. And I'll see you soon. Thank you, Ricky. Thanks, mate.
Join us for the very first IFL Live at London's Indigo at the O2, Sunday, August the 13th, with me, Kugan Cassius, and some very special guests. Eddie Hearn, Darren Barker, Johnny Fisher and more. Tickets now on sale. So in the words of Eddie Hearn,
You get up, you dress up, and you fucking show up.